I have this old Fender Princeton Chorus, which belongs to my friend Jay. Works decent, but it's missing its foot switch. He ordered one, said it would be compatible, but it wasn't. So we had a really tough time finding the correct one for a decent price, so I figured I'd make one. Now, I found a wiring diagram online. I had most of the parts here in the workshop. I only needed to order the correct diodes, and they just came in, set me back a whole $5, including shipping. So you can build your own foot switch for an amp for less than 20 bucks in parts, and you'll probably have enough left over to build multiple switches. It's pretty easy to do. It's not like building an effects pedal. It's a really simple circuit. So I got an idea in mind to make this look really cool, so let's crank on. Okay, once you have your wiring diagram, you need to get the parts for it. A good diagram like this one will have them marked. You can see here I need 2 off-on switches, 2 LED bulbs, 2 diodes, and 1 input jack. The diodes I just got in are 1N4148. They're 200 milliamp, 100 volt switching diodes. Now you can go right ahead and solder these all together if you're confident, but I recommend getting yourself some test leads. I got these cheap at Hobo Freight. I'm going to clip these all together and test it on the amp first before I solder it all together. So let's do it. Don't know if it's going to make a difference. I think I want to use yellow LEDs for this application. Yeah, we'll go with the red as suggested. Or do I go with the white? I'm going to go with the white. Let's go with the white. I don't think it'll make a difference. So I want to give a shout out to user GreaserAU on DIY Stompboxes forum. They're the person that created this schematic, and it's the only one I found on the interwebs, and it works. So I'll leave a link in the description if you want to make one of these. Their post is actually from 2010. And they gave 2 different versions. This was the circuit as drawn, and this was a more convenient arrangement. I've tried them both ways. I actually think I got a little more buzz on the circuit as drawn, and I felt like it was a nice clean sound on this one. I don't know what the difference was, but we're going to go with it. So I want to start up here by connecting my ground. We'll do the ground circuit first, and that's the band that goes to the jacket, not to the tip. So we'll connect that to there, and that goes to one side of the chorus button. And then I need one off of that to the second button, if it matters what side it's on. And then I'm going to take, let's come off the tip side, red, and over to here. We want to go to the long lead. If you have an LED bulb, they have a short lead and a long lead, and that's important, apparently. Hey, I don't know, just putting the thing together, connecting the wires. Alright, second one needs to go to one of these diodes, and they're real small. I can never really tell which direction. I think the band is on that end. That's why I use the test lead. You can flip it around easily if you need to. Should go around to this second one. Alright, off the other side, again off the tip, to the other bulb. This one has the long lead on the other side. And we go from the long lead to, I think, this side. And from there to there. I think that is it. Let me turn the amp on. Actually, I got to get a guitar too, huh? Those are actually the wrong switches. These are momentary switches. They go on and then off when you let go of them. So, got these 6-lug switches. They should be in on off. Alright. That's my channel. There's my chorus. Nice. Alright, now when I said you could build a Footswitch for an amp for less than 20 bucks, I wasn't really including the case. I mean, you can use an old one, you can get an empty one off the interwebs, whatever. You can use an old wooden box, you can use, I don't know, an Altoids tin. You got a bunch of switches, use a first aid kit. Whatever's at hand, right? In this case, I'm going to use a VHS tape. This one here is Punch Drunk Love with Adam Sandler and Emily Watson. Don't need that. My plan is going to be to put a switch here, thinking maybe the input over here. I'm going to hide the lights down inside so that when you switch it on, it kind of lights up the window. What do you think? It's even got this cool Blockbuster sticker on it. Please remember to rewind. So, I think that's going to be a winner. Let's do it. Will someone learn to be kind and rewind? However, I want this kind of halfway so I have enough room for the lights and the switches. And I think I have a VCR around here. I'm going to try to fast forward it to about halfway in the movie so the reels are kind of even. And hopefully it doesn't eat it, or I'm fast forwarding by hand. That looks good, about even. I think I'm going to drill my holes first. I don't care what they hit. Ugh. Too fast. It's brittle. That one's not too bad. I can live with it. Never taken a VHS apart before. Don't know what I'm going to find. Probably going to chop the tape and then tape it onto the reels so it's not unraveling in there. That's it, just 4 screws, 5 screws. Alright, that all works. I want to hot glue the bulbs into a position. Try to put it all back together. Wish me luck. One more small detail before I wrap this up. I want to put some custom decals on here. So I printed these up. Promo Gnome presents Fender Princeton Chorus. Got all the FBI information, the VHS, the rated NC-17. Similar label for the front. Also did 2 decals to kind of mark which channel is what. So this one kind of says chorus, sort of says chorus. But I want it to kind of look like a sticker. You know, they put those stickers on when you rent a videotape, kind of like a store number. And then, I don't know, I'll figure out where to put these two, but I know where that one goes anyway. Wish I didn't ruin that sticker there, but, you know, that's okay. Now I get Fender Princeton Chorus on there. I might just leave it too, but the light shines through, so that's not good. Alright. Almost thinking, what if I wrap that one there like that? I don't want them like symmetrical. I want them to look like they were kind of just placed on there in a videotape like they used to be, you know? What do you think? Look good? Yeah, that one kind of trails off the side. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I made them too big. I like that. Yeah, kind of like that. Let's do it. That looks awesome. I've gone through this entire amp, front to back, and it's playing like a champ. No, not a Fender champ, it's a Princeton Chorus. Come on now. I sprayed out every switch, pot, and input. All the crackle has been banished. Both inputs were really touchy. That ended up being some cold solder joints where they mounted to the board. There are about 16 points of connection between the two inputs, and about 12 of them had broken solder joints. I reflowed all of those joints, and now you can use both inputs reliably. I gave the thing a well-deserved wipe down while it was apart. Tolex cleaned up nice. I even vinegar bathed and wire wheeled the nuts. It's looking pretty good. Now my brother Vic didn't think that this would hold up to Jay's absolute unit of a foot, so built a second one for stage use. I put this into an empty MX Phase 90 case and painted it blue to kind of replicate a Boss Chorus. Like I said, you know, these parts usually come in multiples, so I have enough parts here to build like at least 3 more Footswitches. I would just need cases to put them in. So maybe the VHS pedal is like a shelf display for the jam room. Maybe I could even create a battery pack on a guitar lead to power the LEDs. You know, there's an idea. If I were to make another VHS pedal, I would probably remove all the inner structure, make it easier to run wires, and I would also drill my input on the side somewhere instead of the front. Getting this whole thing back together was tough. I would also use some lighter drill bits so I don't shatter this brittle plastic. You know, I didn't realize how much that would chip. It's surprisingly though. Like the bottom of the switches, like just touch the bottom of the case, so it doesn't feel like you're going to crush it. Anyway, I'll have the amazing Jay do a demo on this thing, show you how it works. So there you go, make your own foot switch and put it into anything. Dare to be distinct, or dare to be stupid. I want to thank you for joining me. Give me a thumbs up for filming it for you, and we'll talk again soon.